Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? And what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at?
Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, ayy, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest, nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour, Sport Talk, Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour, Sport Talk, Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you guys are rolling with us again. Before we jump into today's action, head over to manhourradio.com. That's where we find all the freshest of the freshest blogs, the freshest of the freshest merch, and everything that's happened with the Man Hour show. Guys, before we jump into today's action, make sure you hit the like button, share with a couple friends, and subscribe so you never miss a live, interactive show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged into us and everything's happening with the Man Hour. But if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community. We get free entry to the weekly NFL Pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and bonus live streams that only the Pigskin Pundits get. So if you're all about the next level access, guys, join the squad today. Remember, this is a live interactive show, so drop your thoughts, your opinions, and the hottest takes down in the comments down below, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Mr. Old Man River, John Peoples is a Pigskin Pundit. He says, what up, what up, what up? What is up, John Peoples? And he said, geeks to some Pigskin Pundits. Yes, sir. And James Frank says, slow it down, baby. No, Sorsby, Shador is our guy. Thank you, NFL, for not allowing my Browns to self-sabotage. Hey, James Frank, you need to slow it down, baby, because subject number one, topic number one is talking about your boy right there. Should they trade him or no? Should they trade him or no? That is the biggest question happening a part of the Man Hour community today. But guys, if you're watching us over there on Huddle Sports Network, head over to manhourradio.com, youtube.com/Man Hour, guys, and so you get your comments popped up on the screen, and it's a live interactive show. And John People says, see Deshaun? Did you see Deshaun? I see Deshaun balling out. I see the man, the myth, the legend balling out. But guys, like I said, this is a live interactive show. Drop your comments down below, and let's get into arguably one of the most controversial takes that have been going on. It's been a whirlwind. Like, I feel like a woman right now, getting it thrown here, getting thrown here, getting a little throw here. Like, what is going on? But in our nation, it is late June. We are supposed to be in the deadest part of the entire NFL calendar, and yet the Cleveland Browns set the whole internet on fire just a couple days ago. Yesterday morning, Tony Rizzo over at ESPN Cleveland dropped an absolute bombshell. He reported that the Browns are actively taking ongoing calls regarding the trade availability of second-year quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Yes, that Shedeur Sanders. Yes, those Cleveland Browns. Now, just wait a minute. Slow it down, baby. Because all season long, Todd Monken and the coaching staff have been telling us that Shedeur is a legitimate in a neck-to-neck battle with Deshaun Watson. In training camp, it's been a neck-and-neck battle. They've been splitting first-team rests. They've been doing this. But now, rumors are flying that Cleveland just might ship him out before camp even opens on July 28th. So, guys, grab your coffee. Fire up that chat, because we need to talk about this front office puzzle. Look at the landscape here, boys. Shedeur Sanders' trade value is probably at the highest it will ever going to be right now. He started games as a rookie. He showed flashes of a major elite potential, and he has a massive high-profile ceiling. There are teams in this league right now that are absolutely starving for young quarterback talent. And I guarantee you they would fork over at least a third-round pick in a heartbeat for Shedeur Sanders. Think about it. Arizona Cardinals, they're still trying to figure out their long-term signal caller situation. Think about in Miami. They need a good insurance policy because Malik Willis is not it. Or matter of fact, look at the New York Jets under Aaron Glenn. Geno Smith has struggled massively last year in Vegas. He's 35 years old, and they have zero long-term answer. And if you are Andrew Berry and you look at the board and you realize a desperate team that will give you a premium day 2 capital for a guy you took in the 5th round last year, you have to listen. You have to field those calls. But this forces the Browns to answer the ultimate unvarnished question. Who do you actually believe in? Do you believe in Deshaun Watson? Do you believe in Shedeur Sanders? If the front office and this coaching staff truly, deeply believe that Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback, they have to fully commit to riding or dying with Watson's massive contract. And they think Shedeur's trade value is worth more to the future of the franchise than keeping him on the bench, then fine. Go ahead. Pull the trigger. Trade him now. But if you're going to do it, you must pull the trigger now. Do not let this linger on. Do not wait until the preseason starts. Do not drag this out through training camp into mid-August or even September. Because when you're splitting reps, you are taking away from Shedeur Sanders. You are taking away from Deshaun Watson. You are taking away that chemistry that the Cleveland Browns have built. If you trade him now, you give Shedeur Sanders the best possible chance to learn a new playbook, grow with the new squad, and actually succeed. And more importantly, you let your own locker room rally around Deshaun Watson without a shadow of a doubt that Coach Prime and Shedeur Sanders camp watching every single incompletion. Rizzo says he doesn't think this room carries 4 quarterbacks end to camp. And I think that's a factual statement. Keeping both Watson and Shedeur Sanders feels like a ticking time bomb. If you're selling high, then sell today. Man, our nation, I need you guys in the chat. If you are Cleveland, do you trade Shedeur Sanders for a 3rd-round pick right now? Yes or no? Or is giving up on him and going back to Deshaun Watson a carousel? Is it a mistake? Which team is the best fit? The Jets? The Cards? Maybe even somebody else? Let me know down in the comments down below. Man, our nation, what do you think? John People says, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Do it.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Also, head over to youtube.com/manor and hit the membership tab. Become a Pigskin Pundit. James Frank says, it's the silly season, and us Browns fans, no, do not listen to Rizzo. He said the same thing last year. And James Frank, Every Cleveland Browns forum group chat that I have been a part of, they have said the same thing. Tony Rizzo is full of shit. Full of shit. And I get it. And I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Over here at Huddle Sports Network, Steve says he will get shipped off to Dallas. Steve, you need to slow down, baby. You need to slow down, baby! Because we know damn well Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And Milton III. Milton III is a pretty damn good quarterback. There's a reason why he got shipped out of old New England. Because he won them a game. She says, how you doing, man? I'm doing great, baby. I'm doing great, baby. And he says, no. Will he? I'm asking if he will get shipped off to Dallas. And no, I don't think he will. I do not think Shedeur Sanders goes to a team that is going to be competitive this season. So no Pittsburgh Steelers, no Dallas Cowboys, no Houston Texans, no Seahawks 49ers, no teams that you can think about right now Shedeur Sanders will not go to. A team that will trade for him right now are the following. Arizona Cardinals. Think about it. Their quarterback room consists of Jacoby Brissett, which is holding out for a contract. You have Gardner Minshew, which is the ultimate backup quarterback. I mean, yes, he is good for a game or two, but that's about it. And then you have Carson Beck. Do any of those names really scream? I think Shedeur Sanders is better than all 3 of those quarterbacks combined, potentially. Then you look at the New York Football Jets. They brought in Geno Smith to be the bridge quarterback, right? To be the guy. If Geno Smith can't keep his mouth shut and take care of his kids, he might end up in jail. When you look at the rest of the Jets quarterback room, you have Bailey Zappi. He's on his third or fourth team in 3 or 4 years, and then you have Brady Cook. I do think Brady Cook has the potential to do good things in the NFL if given the proper chance, but I still think Shedeur Sanders is better than all 3 of those quarterbacks as well. And then the third team on my list is the one and only Miami Dolphins. Yes, I know they just signed Malik Willis to a deal. Rumors are, or eyes are telling me that Malik Willis is not doing very good in Miami. He's missing a lot of easy throws, throwing a lot of interceptions, and I know it. It's OTAs. OTAs live matter. OTAs will get you a starting job, and right now Malik Willis is being outplayed by Quinn Ewers, which was, a 7th-round pick? I don't think Quinn Ewers is a long-term answer either. So I think Shedeur Sanders is better than all 9 of those quarterbacks on said teams. So figure it out. John Peeble says it's Cleveland. Best choice, in my opinion, is to keep him. John, you are right. The best mindset, if you are a Cleveland Browns, is to 100% keep him. But it's the Cleveland Browns in the regular season. Do we trust them? And honestly, I think if Deshaun Watson is your starter this season, if he struggles, there's going to be a lot of grumblings. Put Shedeur in there. Put Dylan Gabriel in there. Put Taylor Green in there. Put somebody in there besides Deshaun Watson. And to limit that noise, because I think Taylor Green is going to have a very successful career. If he gets a chance on any team, I think he is going to be a very serviceable starter in the NFL. I think Taylor Green is the future in Cleveland if Shedeur Sanders gets traded and Deshaun Watson just falls flat on his face. That is what I think. But yes, I do think Cleveland's best choice is to keep him. But at the same time, John, James, Steve, rest of Man Hour Nation, the Cleveland Browns are not going to keep 4 quarterbacks. So you have to put potentially a quarterback that you drafted, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Taylor Green, on the practice squad. When they are on the practice squad, you then have the opportunity to lose that player for Nothing. So if Jets see old Shedeur Sanders on the practice squad, oh, thank you, bud. Now, when you pick him up, they got to be on the active roster the next week. But that doesn't stop them from putting them on the practice squad the following week, right? Now, we can play a bunch of musical chairs or whatever, chess match, what do you want to call it. But the Cleveland Browns will not keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster. So who do you put as your practice squad guy? Taylor Green? Dylan Gabriel? Shedeur Sanders? Lose them for nothing? Why not trade the best of the best, or the best of the worst, I should say, second string guy, and get him out of town? To me, that makes the most sense. To me, I feel like, hey, that seems positive. That seems smart. Yenzer's in the chat, says, what up? What's up, Yenzer? What's going on, bud? Steve also says, but you know, all sports is about media stories. And with his dad, the ex-Cowboy, and Jerry Jones, it all makes sense. So, Steve, what was it? 2 years ago, before Eberflus came to Dallas, before they hired Brian Schottenheimer, all the rumors, all the speculations were like, hey, Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders is going to come down to Dallas. He is going to be the head coach, so he has an opportunity to draft his son in the first round and replace Dak, yada, yada, yada. I think with the success that Brian Schottenheimer had last season, yes, I know it did not reflect on the record book per se, but guys, let's just be honest. Brian Schottenheimer and the Cowboys grew a lot last season, kind of pushed a reset button, got Micah Parsons out, got a couple first-round draft picks in. They're building that team. They're going to be a Super Bowl contending team this season, I do believe. I think that Coach Prime thing has sailed. I think the bringing Shedeur Sanders into town to get Coach Prime in, that ship has sailed. And we also see that Coach Prime is kind of failing, per se, in Boulder, Colorado. I'm just got to call a spade a spade. James Frank says Shedeur is Monken's guy. When Monken was coaching at Georgia, he tried to recruit him. When he was at Baltimore, he tried to draft him. At the end of the day, it's on Andrew Berry, but Andrew Berry knows how Todd feels. So, James, I agree with you. Everything that you said there is a factual statement. He was recruited. They wanted to draft him. Now he's the guy, right? All that stuff is factual statements. But at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders was a 5th-round pick. At the end of the day, if you are going to, in return, flip that 5th-round pick for even a 4th-round pick or a 3rd-round pick or even potentially a 2nd-round pick, why not do it? Because let's be 100% honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Todd Monken is not a young man. Todd Monken is not going to be there for 10, 15, 20 years in Baltimore. Todd Monken is on a 5-year, probably rent-a-lease. Let's just be totally honest about it. If the Cleveland Browns want to win now, which I think they have the potential to win right now, no matter who their quarterback is, whether it's Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Taylor Green, Deshaun Watson, I don't care who the quarterback is, I think the Cleveland Browns are built to win now, and they can win now for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years with Todd Monken. Why not flip that 5th-round draft pick, get a 3rd-round draft pick, and even draft better again? Because Andrew Berry has been nailing the drafts the last 3 seasons. You know it. I know it. The whole world knows it. Whether they want to admit it or not, the Cleveland Browns are coming. No. The Cleveland Browns are here. The Cleveland Browns are here, and the rest of the world's scared. I understand, but you trade away Myles Garrett. Listen. I said what I said about Myles Garrett. I said the Cleveland Browns got better. Addition by subtraction. You trade away Myles Garrett. You get 3 draft picks plus Jared Verse. Plus you nailed the last 3 drafts. Cleveland Browns are like here. Trade away Shedeur Sanders. I don't care what Todd Monken says at the end of the day. You're here for 4, 5 years top, baby. That is it. Yenzer says he's not feeling good. He's been sick all day. Oh. Sorry, buddy. Is it allergies? Like, listen, it's that weird summer lull. We just want to be home chilling in the AC. Steve, Green Bay Packers all day and all night. Says just to think of the media hype with him in Dallas. If Dak goes down or struggles, just think about the hype would be. Steve, you are 100% correct. I'm not going to dispute what you're saying there at all. Matter of fact, Steve, as I think for titles every live show, think for titles for clips every show, I go back and look at past titles. Every time it mentions Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones, or Dallas Cowboys, I'm almost guaranteed to get triple the amount of views and exposure that I get from any other title. The Dallas Cowboys are the most hated, loved team in all of sports. So yes, Shedeur Sanders to the Dallas Cowboys would be a media frenzy. Jerry Jones would love it. He loves the dollar bills, yo. He loves being the richest team in American sports. He loves being the most wealthiest person in America. He loves all the attention. But I think Jerry Jones is starting to be a little bit smart. Stephen Jones is taking a little bit more of the reins. Jerry Jones is there as a figurehead at this point, I do believe. I think Brian Schottenheimer and Stephen Jones are definitely steering that ship, and they want to be away from that. Go back, go all day long, baby. Says the Browns got better, or are they rebuilding? Both. Both can be the same at the same time, because the Cleveland Browns got better last season. Yes, I know the record. So when I say teams improved, look beyond the record. Look beyond the 5-12s. Look beyond the 7-10s. Look what they did at the end of the season. Once Shedeur Sanders took over Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns looked like a totally different team. James Frank, these are your boys. You love your Cleveland Browns. Yenzer, you hate the Cleveland Browns. You have to admit it that they gotten better. Yes, they are rebuilding. No. Let's not use the term rebuilding, because I think they're built. They are retooling. They are retooling. Myles Garrett was a hexabolt that had one little thing stripped on it. We're like, you know what? Let's pull that whole thing out, put a brand new one in. We are good to go. The Browns are good, better. They are retooling, not rebuilding. I think the Browns are the most slept on team in the entire NFL. Sean Peoples a pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Says insert bullshit here. Wouldn't that be the best Super Bowl ever? The Dallas Cowboys? Put some respect on the name, baby. And the Cleveland Browns? I mean, I was on the the Daily Huddle earlier today watching it. Maybe it was 2 days ago. Broski Bear comes out and says hey, last year's Super Bowl, Seahawks versus Patriots. Did anybody pick that? No. Did anybody think that was going to happen? No. Did anybody think any other teams were going to make it? No. Does anybody think the Cleveland Browns are going to make the Super Bowl? Hell no. Anybody think the Dallas Cowboys are going to make it to the Super Bowl outside the Dallas Cowboys fan base? Hell no. Come on, man. Insert that bullshit here, boy. James Frank says Cleveland is in the best spot for him. And I do not disagree with you, James Frank. I think you are 100% correct. I think Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland with Todd Monken is the best type of situation. However, best type situations do not pay bills. Me and my wife, our last house, we were in a fantastic situation. Nice, cheap house payment. Our kids could walk to school. We were doing that. Everything was perfect. But we had an opportunity to move out to the country. We had an opportunity to get 16 acres. We had an opportunity to just be closer to family. Are we regretting it now? No. Is it a hell of a lot more expensive? Yes. But we are very, very, very happy. Are you telling me that the Cleveland Browns would not be very, very happy for flipping a fifth round pick for a third round pick for doing absolutely nothing? Come on, baby. It's all business at the end of the day. It is all business. Go back up here. Steve says, and Shador's merchandise in Dallas because of his dad could sell. You know what Deion Sanders, and you know it's all about making money. Listen, Steve, you're preaching to the choir, buddy. I think stuff would sell like crazy. Matter of fact, if you want to take it one step further, let's flash back to about 2 years ago. I think Tom Brady was still trying to buy ownership into the Las Vegas Raiders. John, correct me if I'm wrong. You are a Raiders head. But this was before Geno Smith came to town. This was before Pete Carroll was hired. And the rumors were that the Dallas Cowboys were going to move on from Dak Prescott. They were not happy with Dak Prescott. He was going to go to Las Vegas. It was going to be Derek Carr for a Dak Prescott trade. Right across the board. Boom, boom, right? Dallas Cowboys fans were kind of upset about that. Dallas Cowboys love them some Dak Prescott. Dallas Cowboys fans love them some Dak Prescott. I would say the average mediocre Dallas Cowboys fans love them some Dak Prescott. They love how great he is in the regular season. Now they're going to say he has never won in the playoffs, never been in the Super Bowl. This. I get it. But Dallas Cowboys fan base loves him some Dak Prescott. I'm not for sure if they would support Shador, like given that a push per se. Go Pack Go all day says, I think we can expect at least one crazy trade before the season starts. And I agree with you, Go Pack Go. I think so. Let me take it one step further, Go Pack Go all day long. I think there is going to be a crazy quarterback trade before preseason starts. Before the July 28th training camp starts for the majority of the NFL, I think we're going to see a big name get traded. A big young name. Meeting a Shador Sanders, meeting a Dylan Gabriel, Trey Lance, Milroe for the Seahawks from the Bama, right? Potentially Will Levis, Quinn Ewers. One of those guys are going to get moved. They're going to get moved because injuries always happen. Some quarterback always goes down. Some quarterback always isn't ready. Some quarterback just isn't performing. It happens every single year. Hell, it would not shock me one bit if Mac Jones gets moved to the Cardinals, to the Jets, to a team that never needs a quarterback, to the Miami Dolphins, potentially the Falcons. It would not shock me. Now, I understand the 49ers have shut down trade talks about Mac Jones clear as day. Nope, not going to happen. We love me some Mac Jones. But money talks, baby. Go Pack Go all day. I think you are correct. I think we will see at least a crazy trade before the season starts. Hell, it might even be Max Crosby to the old Detroit Lions. And John says, Sean will go down. John, Deshaun Watson has been 100% healthy ever since his TikTok dancing towards Achilles again. So he won't be on TikTok. He won't be dancing. But listen, I hope nothing but the best for Deshaun Watson. I think he kind of got the short end of the stick, per se, with all those civil suits down there in Houston. But we'll see. James Frank says, I think Shador Sanders wins the job. And yes, if they name Watson, insert Shador week 5, whether it's injury or poor ball play. So, James Frank, let me ask you this. Let's take it one step further. Because Go Pack Go just said he would not shock me. It would not shock him if we saw a big name get traded or a crazy trade. If Watson doesn't win the starting job, do the Browns cut him? Do the Browns look to move him? I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody would take on that massive salary crazy hit. But if you can trade him, let's say to the Arizona Cardinals, you take that salary hit. Hey, this is the last year of her. Just eat the money, do whatever, right? And then move him to Arizona for, I don't know, third round pick. Would you take that? Would you be okay with that? I think whoever doesn't, let me preface this by, if there is a clear cut number one guy by preseason game number 1, Shador Sanders is just outshining Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson just outsigning Shedeur Sanders. Move the other guy. Just like how in Minnesota, when we have J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray going head-to-head, I think the other guy will get moved. Why not move Deshaun Watson? Why not move Shedeur Sanders? Just like, hey, give us a second-round pick. Give us a third-round pick for Deshaun Watson. We'll eat his salary. Just get him off. Just get him out of our team. Have fun, like Arizona. What do you guys think about that? John says they don't have to reset on VHS. True. John says Cleveland right now is half a team building around their defense. John, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say Jerry Jeudy is a top 10 receiver in the NFL? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't I put Fannin Jr. in my top 10 tight end list? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Junkins just have one hell of a rookie season? Yes, he had that injury. We don't know if he's going to be back, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the Cleveland Browns have a top 13 offensive line in the NFL? Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't the Cleveland Browns have a top 5, top 10 defense in the NFL? How is that a half a team, John?
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
You are a pigskin pun, so obviously you know ball. Obviously, you watch this breakdown film. Obviously, you know how the inside works. But the truth of the matter is, John, the Cleveland Browns are not a half a team. The truth of the matter, the Cleveland Browns are the most slept-on team in the entire NFL. The truth of the matter is the Cleveland Browns are legit a QB1 away from being a true Super Bowl contending team. I'm a Chiefs fan. I am scared of the Cleveland Browns. I'm not scared of the Chargers. I'm not scared of your pussy-ass Raiders. I'm not scared of the Denver Broncos. I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of the Steelers or the Ravens. Let's go. I'm scared of the Cleveland Browns. Scared of the Cleveland Browns because they have the defense, they have the receiving core, they have the running backs. They're a quarterback away. You give the keys to the kingdom to Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders right now, they are an 11-win team, period, point blank, winning the NFC North. Come on, baby. Do not get it twisted. They are the real deal. Go Pack Go says, I think the Cowboys will be looking for Dak replacement for the future if Dak does not have solid numbers. I agree with that. Go Pack Go all day. I think there are a list of 5 quarterbacks right now that it is time to shit or get off the pot time. Dak Prescott is one of those guys. Lamar Jackson is one of those guys. CJ Stroud is one of those guys. Trevor Lawrence is the other guy. And Bryce Young is the other guy. Those 5 quarterbacks have to win now. If those teams are smart, they would move on from them. But are the Dallas Cowboys willing to take on that massive contract hit? John says they loved him till January. Love to till January. Proud FBA says, what happened to make Shedeur Sanders' value go up? There's a such thing as a Proud FBA as a supply and demand. Right now, there is demand for quarterbacks in the NFL. Good, pliable starting quarterbacks. I'm not talking top 15 numbers. I'm not talking top 20 numbers. I'm talking about good, solid 3, 4, 5 win or 3, 4, 5 year quarterbacks. Those bridge gap quarterbacks. The Miami Dolphins have Malik Willis. He is not going to be him, right? Jacoby Brissett, 35 years old, not going to be him. Gardner Minshew is not going to be him. Geno Smith is not going to be him. Jets, Cardinals, Miami Dolphins, hell, you can even put the Atlanta Falcons up there, are looking for quarterbacks. And when the supply is low and the demand's high, what does that do? Economics 101. Supply goes up. The highest paid backup in the world, Deshaun Watson. No, not wrong. James Frank says, I would eat that money just to see him gone, meaning Deshaun Watson. James Frank, either way, you are eating that money. What, he's like $48 million guaranteed, or it's $48 million dead cap hit no matter what this season. Whether he plays, get cut, release, it's $48 million on your dead cap hit, which you've already paid. So you're eating that money either way, whether he's there, whether he's gone, whether he's starting benching, whatever. So why not try to get a 3rd-round pick from him? Go Pat, go! Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Man Hour YouTube page, buddy. He says Browns might have won the Myles Garrett trade, and I agree with you. Now, I believe it was Steve on the Daily Huddle said you cannot, no, sorry, it was A-Dub that said you cannot say who won the trade after 1 year or 6 months or whatever, yada, yada, yada. When this trade went down back on June 1st, a couple of days later, we had a live show. There's a clip out there that I said this exact same thing, that the Cleveland Browns won this trade with Myles Garrett. Not because Myles Garrett's over the hill, not because Myles Garrett is a bad player, not because the Cleveland Browns are tanking, right? 3 draft picks, 2 first-round draft picks, and a third-round draft pick, I'm not mistaken, plus Jared Verse, 2-time All-Pro, the fastest player with the 150 pressures in the NFL. Like, come on, man. Come on. James Frank says, I think we did, but man, it still hurts. Myles is my guy. Listen, as a Chiefs fan, when the Chiefs let Tyreek Hill go, honestly, at first it was a gut punch. Like, man, that's like that sucks. I was like, God, right? Addition by subtraction. The Kansas City Chiefs have never would have went back to back with Tyreek Hill on the team. Got draft picks, got better at receiver, made Mahomes improve as well. 11 wins, says John. Come on, baby. 11 wins is nothing. John, 11 wins the AFC North. 11 wins get you a third seed in the AFC playoffs. 11 wins gets you a pretty good footing to go to the championship, baby. Come on now. Come on, let's not get it created. Everything looks good on paper, says Jenzer. Listen, you are right, Doug. Everything does look good on paper. Championships are not won on paper, though, right? Just like the Rams. When the Rams made that Myles Garrett trade, everybody and their dog said, man, 20-0, baby. 17-0, sweep through the playoffs. Write it down. Not so fast, my friend. And Go Pack Go says Browns versus Packers Super Bowl. Listen, that would be a shock too. I think anybody from the NFC besides the Rams, Seahawks, and potentially the Eagles would be a shocking Super Bowl. Packers, Bears, Cowboys, New York Giants. That would be great. Seahawks versus Patriots was a complete surprise last season. Agree. Go Pack Go All Day says a Vikings quarterback or a Browns quarterback trade, maybe Steelers or Dolphin quarterback trade. Totally forgot about the Vikings. Kyler Murray on a veteran minimum, JJ McCarthy or JJ McAxcheese as they like to call him. Not the guy, not the man, not the myth, the legend. Steelers do have Aaron Rodgers. Top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Stats lie to you. Stats do not tell the whole truth. But in our household, the whole truth is a lie. So stats lie to you. Now, Steelers Nation, do you guys believe in Will Howard? Do you believe in Drew Aller? Or should you bring in another second-year guy like Shedeur Sanders or even Deshaun Watson? The Dolphins trade makes the most plausible sense to me over the Vikings and Steelers, because I think the Dolphins are looking to tank for Lamar Jackson. But if Shedeur Sanders comes in or Deshaun Watson comes in, does well, why not? Go Pack Go All Day says, I think the Raiders might be much better. Listen, Go Pack Go all day. We did our way too early win-loss predictions for the Las Vegas Raiders. I have them as a 10 or 11 win team this season. We did this back in late May, early June. Now, we will lock down our official picks in mid-August once training camp happens after the first preseason game. Then we'll do our lockdown, our picks for sure. But I agree with you. I think the Raiders will be a lot better. I think the Raiders will be a 10, 11, if not a 12-win team. I'm not scared of them in the playoffs as a Chiefs fan. But in the regular season, yeah. I think the signing of Kirk Cousins projected the Raiders like this instead of like this, if that makes sense. Yenzer says, I don't Shador in that dude. I don't Shador in that dude. I'm missing the pun. I don't think Shador is that dude. Gotcha. Listen, many people don't. Many people do not think that Shador is that guy. You're 100% correct. Go Pat Go says, Deshaun Watson trade to the Vikings for J.J. McCarthy? I don't think for J.J. McCarthy. I think the Browns, if the Browns trade Deshaun Watson, they want a draft pick. The reason that I say that is because the Browns have been nailing the draft the last 3 seasons. And Andrew Berry has that very much of a confidence in himself that he can nail the draft again. Because every expert out there that, first of all, guys, here at Man Hour, we use the term expert very, very loosely. What makes you an expert? What makes you a draft analyst expert? What makes you an NFL expert? Watching the game? We all watch the games. I have eyes, so I'm the expert, right? But the 2027 NFL draft is supposed to be one of the deepest that we have seen in a very, very long time. So why not get that extra day 2 pick, or hell, even a 4th round pick at this point? Give me some more picks. Maybe I can package them up and move into the top 10 next season. Steve says no one is going to want Deshaun. Well, maybe the UFL. And I disagree with it. I disagree with that, Steve. I disagree with that because of what Deshaun Watson's potential was. Yes, I know this was 6-7 years ago, but 2019, 2020, Deshaun Watson was a MVP level quarterback. I know it sounds like a long time ago, but he was a MVP level quarterback. There were always teams out there that are such in need for a quarterback, i.e. the Denver Broncos when they got Russell Wilson, that will overpay for a quarterback potential. Now, I do think Deshaun Watson's potential right now is lower than Shedeur Sanders, but I feel like his floor is higher than Shedeur Sanders. So if you are a team like the Arizona Cardinals per se, or the New York Jets, let's take the Jets for this scenario. Many people think the Jets are the most slept on team in the entire NFL. They got Breece Hall. They got old Garrett Wilson. They brought in Frank Wright to be the offensive coordinator. That defense is cooking, baby. If you get a quarterback level play where his floor, say, is 6 wins, but he could get you 12, 13 wins, why not bring in a Deshaun Watson? That would probably save Aaron Glenn's job, because if Aaron Glenn has another 2-3 win season, I think he gone, baby. He gone and heading back to Detroit. But I do think the Jets would want a Deshaun Watson. I think a team like the Vikings could want a Deshaun Watson. Would they trade for Deshaun Watson? Probably not, but it would definitely fit the mold. But we'll see. Andrew says you're hyping up the Browns a lot, aren't you? Listen, man, I see ball. I know ball. I love ball. And I know that the Browns have not been good. 5 wins, 4 wins, 7 wins. Listen, I know they have not been good. But they're cooking up something. They are cooking up something. Proud FBA and James Frank are going back and forth. Proud FBA, James Frank does not hate Shedeur Sanders. He loves him, Shedeur Sanders. Loves him, Shedeur Sanders. John says, so you're saying Cleveland is winning that division? John, you were here for the way too early win-loss predictions. You know what my predictions are for the Cleveland Browns, baby. If you guys missed that, next Tuesday we will be playing that again. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. James Frank says, God is going 10-7 as long as our own line play is good. And that's kind of where I have him at. 11-6, 10-7. And I say it doesn't come down the O-line. It comes at the quarterback play. comes down to quarterback play. John says they're going to be 9-8. They're going to be mediocre like the Pittsburgh Steelers. 9-8. James Frank.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
James and John, guys, are both pigskin punts. So be like them. Hit the membership tab down below and become a member. Shedeur got weapons this year. Fannin, Bond, Boston, KC, plus Juckins at running back. Oh! Listen, James, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way up to Junkins. We don't know how Juckins is going to return. Once July 28th training camp hits, then we'll see. And then we'll go from there. Proud FBA says Shedeur is very accurate. We got to see what he's capable of. I mean, don't all quarterbacks got to see what we're capable of? Don't we got to see what Deshaun Watson's capable of? Don't we got to see what J.J. McCarthy's capable of? Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, Malik Willis, Geno Smith, like Patrick Mahomes? We got to see what they're all capable of coming off of injuries and new teams. Listen, that's why OTAs matter. Proud FBA says, my thing is, where did all of the interest from Shedeur come from overnight? He almost went undrafted last year. All this interest from Shedeur came out is when Sorsby was going to be potentially in the supplemental draft, which we're going to talk about that in buy or sell if time permits. But the Browns were considering a 3rd or 4th round pick for Sorsby. Now the supplemental draft isn't going to happen. All the rumors kind of got nixed, but once the rumor mill starts, where there's smoke, there's fire. Just saying. James Frank says, Buck's been with me through the years of injury. Facts, baby. I was also with you when you were on cloud 9 when old Joe Flacco came in and led you on to the playoffs. And man, you were pounding that chest and you went to Houston, got that ass waxed, baby. But yeah, I feel you. I think this year the Cleveland Browns are the real deal. Oh, and then there's talk about great Nicholas Jamal Chubb possibly coming back. Why? But Steve says Ayuk's new home is working at a car dealership on the Lions or Bears or the Vikings. You know what? Let's skip over to the man. Let's go to segment number 3, guys, and let's talk about this whole Brandon Ayuk type of situation. We can revert back to Jeffrey Simmons' comment to talk about on Thursday. Not much happening in the NFL, right, guys? But Man Hour Nation. Let me scroll down. Let me get caught up. Oh, here. Where we at? There we go. Over the weekend, boys. Over the weekend, Brandon Ayuk hopped on his IG Live. He was wearing that burgundy shirt. He straight up started saying, "Go Commanders! Go Commanders! Go Commanders! Raise hell, take command!" And just in case anybody thought he was playing, he followed up by posting a picture of Mark Rypien holding the Lombardi Trophy back in 1992. Just to put a staple into it, John Lynch said back in January that Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the San Francisco 49ers. But right now, BA is completely in football limbo. He's trolling the front office. He's calling them dumb, calling them stupid on social media, and basically trying to force his way into Washington to play with his college buddy, Jaden Daniels. This brings me to the $1 million question. I want everybody to answer this in the chat right now. Would your team actually want Brandon Ayuk on their roster today? Would the Green Bay Packers want them? Would the Cleveland Browns want them? The Lions, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, oh my! Would you actually want Brandon Ayuk on your roster after this TO type of tirade? Now, before you type yes, he's an elite receiver, let's look at the cold hard facts. Brandon Ayuk did not play a single snap of football in 2025. Not one. And in 2024, he only played 7 games before tearing his ACL, MCL, and meniscus. We are talking about a guy who has missed a massive amount of time over the last 2 seasons in the meat of his prime. No matter who you are, no matter how genetically gifted you are, when you sit out that much time of football, after an injury, it takes a massive amount of time to actually get back into football elite NFL shape. If you ever. Just ask Deshaun Watson. That is a textbook example of it in Cleveland. You cannot just sit on the shelf for 2+ years, sat back on the field, and expect to be Superman, superhero, and be the man, the myth, the legend. The 49ers even voided his guaranteed money because he stopped showing up for rehab on his knee at the facility. The medical and the mental baggage right now is a massive, massive red flag. But on the flip side, let's look at why teams are still drooling over this guy. Since entering the league back in his first round in 2020, Brandon Ayuk did nothing but get better and better and better every single year that he was healthy. Look at the progression. 2020, 748 yards. 2021, 826 yards. 2022, 1,115 yards. In 2023, 1,342 yards. And oh, by the way, 7 touchdowns. That's more than Justin Jefferson last year. That's more than Christian Watson last year. He has clearly demonstrated that route running, that separation, and pure explosiveness to be a legitimate number 1 receiver and a top 10 pass catcher in the entire NFL. When he is healthy and focused, he's an absolute cover nightmare. So who needs him? There are plenty of teams out there desperate for that true number 1 high-end or even a 1A type of target. Obviously, the Commanders make sense with Jaden Daniels' connection. The Dolphins, the Cardinals, the Titans all could use dynamic weapons like him to tilt the field. But I am going to speak this into existence right now. As a Chiefs fan, I'm thinking Brandon Ayuk landing in Kansas City is a match made in heaven. Think about our offense. We struggled mightily last year, finishing 6-11. We talked about Rashid Rice running out of jail cell and completely unreasonable. If Brett Veach can swoop in, buy low on a disgruntled superstar whose value surpasses injury history, and pair him up with Brandon Ayuk and Patrick Mahomes and Rashid Rice, it's a wrap. Mahomes would have clinical route running, who can beat man coverage consistently, giving Ayuk the imperfect environment to ease back into football without being forced to carry the entire load from day one. Ayuk is wearing burgundy on live streams and begging to take command, but until John Lynch lets go of the rope, he's stuck in Santa Clara's shadow. But Man Our Nation, I need your answers right now in the chat. Would you like your team to take a risk on Brandon Ayuk knowing he hasn't played a full season since 2023? And if you're a Chiefs fan, tell me how fast you're driving to the airport to pick him up. Guys, remember to like, subscribe, and share this with a couple friends to miss a live interactive show. Proud FBA says, I just subscribed. Optimistic Browns media is hard to find. Listen, Proud FBA, I appreciate you, man. We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. East Coast time until August. Once August hits, we're back to Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. East Coast time. James Frank says, check out the Bearded Browns podcast, bro. Listen, they do great work. The Bearded Brown podcast, I listen to them nearly daily. They do great things. John says, we don't discriminate. We talk smack on all teams. Facts. Facts. And James Frank says, let me be clear.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Hell no. 3 years ago, I was saying, please get Ayuk, but now, no. I like KC. I like Bond. I like Jerry Jeudy. Browns, no. And John says, file him under Stephon Diggs clause. Listen, Stephon Diggs is a dog. Stephon Diggs will mind his P's and Q's for the first year of his NFL season with a new team. Look at the Buffalo Bills. Look at the Houston Texans. Look at the Patriots. Stephon Diggs will find a team and he'll give you 1,000 yards. That's just the way it is. And Steve says, hell no, I don't want him. Steve, you just paid Christian Watson millions upon millions of dollars. Guys, Steve is a Green Bay Packers fan. Christian Watson got that out of Bills, y'all, for a career-high 648-yard season last year. Brandon Ayuk did that his rookie season with 7 touchdowns. In 2023, he had 1,300 yards with 7 touchdowns. How would you not want that production? People said the same thing about T.O. when he was doing the sit-ups with the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't touch that guy. He's a cancer. He's this, and this. He went to Dallas. He was the man, the myth, the legend. He balled out, baby. I'm giving Brandon Ayuk the benefit of the doubt. Just like I'm giving Stephon Diggs the benefit of the doubt. But Steve says the Raiders or the Chiefs would be perfect fits. The reason that I'm saying the Kansas City Chiefs, not because I'm a Chiefs fan. Let's get my fandom out of it. Not because I'm a Chiefs fan. I say the Kansas City Chiefs for 3 reasons. One, we don't know if Rashee Rice is going to be back week 4, week 6, week 8, 2027. We don't know what his punishment is going to be. So we need to prepare for the worst. But let's be optimistic and say he doesn't get suspended. Let's be optimistic and say he plays week 1 versus the Raiders. No, who we play week 1? Culture week 2. I can't remember. Let's say he plays week 1. Xavier Worthy is an excellent gimmick guy. Xavier Worthy is an exit number 3 receiver. Okay? Not a number 2 receiver. Right now, currently constructed roster for the Kansas City Chiefs, Xavier Worthy is the number 2 receiver. Not a number 2 guy. Thornton, nice little speedster guy, nice little, right? Not a number 2, not really a number 3 receiver either. So the Kansas City Chiefs are missing that number 2, 1A type of situation. You bring in Brandon Ayuk. Let's say he becomes receiver number 1. I think Rashee Rice would thrive in that wide receiver 2 position. Xavier Worthy would thrive in receiver number 3 position. And that opens up Travis Kelce and Noah Gray all day long for underneath dink and dunk routes. If you guys do not know who Noah Gray is, you better figure him out now because he's going to replace Travis Kelce and he'll be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. Put some respect on his name. Now, if you go to the Las Vegas Raiders, I like that fit as well. I think the Clint Kubiak system is very wide receiver friendly. I think Jalen Naylor is going to be a top 10 receiver this season because of the Clint Kubiak system. I'm not a huge fan of Trey Tucker. I'm not a huge fan of Jack Beck. I'm not a huge fan of is it Dante Thornton? I'm not a huge fan of like them. Jalen Naylor is a nice complementary piece. I think the Clint Kubiak system is going to give him a lot of yards, a lot of show me yards. But you bring in Brandon Ayuk, team him up with Jalen Naylor and Brock Bowers with top 10 quarterback Kirk Cousins. That's very, very nice too. That is very, very, very nice too. But I do agree with you. I think Brandon Ayuk on the Chiefs and the Raiders makes perfect sense, Steve. I think you're up to something. I think you guys are up to something. But guys, let me know down in the comments down below. Do you think Brandon Ayuk on your team makes your team better? I've heard Browns fans say no. I've heard Packers fans say no. I've heard Vikings fans say no. Chiefs fans said yes. Raiders fans, are you saying yes, or are you going to let Steve speak for you? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Otherwise, Brandon Ayuk to the Chiefs and Raiders make perfect sense. I'm going to throw one more team out there. I think it would be a bad idea, but it would make sense for the fan base, the New York Jets as well. Pair him up with Garrett Wilson. I don't know how he would handle losing because they're just going to suck no matter what they do, but you know what? I think that would be as well. Kenny 49er says, hashtag buy Ayuk. Listen, I'm not going to act like I know what happened with Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers. Obviously, he was upset about something. Did Brock Purdy sleep with his baby mama? I don't know what happened. What we do know what happened is that he stopped showing up for rehab. He was doing 115 mile an hour by the facility, filming it. He was saying, you guys are stupid. You're like, you are dumb, whatever. I get it. But what caused to be that rift to divide like that? I don't know. If you guys know, if you are a 49ers fan, if you have insights, let me know, because I don't know. I do know that the Bay Area NBC affiliate covers the 49ers very, very, very well. So I'm going to do my own research tonight after this show. We're going to go back and we're going to look at it, and I'm going to see like if I can put a timeline up. And if I can put a timeline up, we'll talk about it Thursday. And Kenny says, likely my guess, he says, but he can't get along with Kyle Shanahan. Do you guys remember a couple years ago when who's the Rams coach? Why is his name stuff in my mind right now? Sean McVay. Sean McVay traded Jared Goff because Jared Goff stole his girlfriend. I could see Kyle Shanahan being something petty, like just like that. Taking Brandon Ayuk's girl, and that's my girl. Cause that riff. Male ego is a powerful thing. It could be as simple as that. They just don't get along. It's a F you, and then here we are. But still got to show for rehab. Show for rehab, even half-assed, get those Bills, man. John People says they have 2 good tight ends plus Naylor, 11-6. Listen, I'm with you, John. I love your Raiders this season. I think the Raiders are going to do good things. Steve says, which Simmons contract are you talking about? Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons for the Tennessee Titans. We have time for that? Kenny 49er says, Kyle doesn't get along with a lot of people. Another guess, but real, like it's true. Listen, as a head coach myself, some people just don't like you. Whether it's an ego thing, whether it's I want your job, whether I don't like the way you're coaching. Being a head coach in any position, pee-wee, high school, college, professional, a lot of people are going to hate you. But when a lot of players hate you, now I'm not saying a lot of players hate Kyle Shanahan, but if this is true that Brandon Ayuk hates Kyle Shanahan, it caused this rift. Obviously, there's 51 other guys in that locker room, plus 13 practice squad players, 12 practice squad players. There's going to be a trend if this is true. And either other people are hiding it very, very well, or Brandon Ayuk is just a very emotional person. But it would make sense. You don't like your head coach. F you, I want to screw you. Not like screw you, but like screw you. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. Our hour is up. Tune in on Tuesday. We will talk about the Jeffrey Simmons contract. Highly overpaid. We got buy or sell. The Sorsby thing. Did the NFL make the right call? And then buy or sell. Domestic violence should be. We will get in that Tuesday. But Josh Jacobs was charged and then dropped, and you guys know the whole story. But guys, that is going to be it for the Man Hour today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in to Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast time. And until then, guys, we out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man Hour NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL talk. Let's go.